They never openly admit it, yet you sense it immediately. When you enter a space, the atmosphere subtly shifts. Smiles become restrained, voices lower, conversations lose momentum. It's not because you're hostile, arrogant, or seeking attention. It's because your presence carries a weight most people can't name. You don't speak carelessly. You notice details others miss. You listen in a way that makes people feel exposed. And when your eyes meet theirs, many instinctively look away. You've probably been told you're too serious, too intense, that you analyze everything too deeply. But what if intensity isn't your flaw? What if, as Carl Jung suggested, it's the sign of someone whose inner world is fully awake? This isn't about mysticism or fantasy. It's about psychological gravity, a silent force created by self-awareness, depth, and confrontation with one's inner reality. People aren't unsettled by you. They're unsettled by what you reflect back to them, their doubts, their unhealed fears, the false roles they perform to survive. Your presence quietly exposes what they work so hard to hide, and instead of facing it, they retreat, they deflect, they gossip, they distance themselves. Not because you're threatening, but because authenticity destabilizes those who live behind masks. Jung dedicated much of his life to understanding this phenomenon. He believed that individuals who have faced their shadow, their rejected emotions, suppressed instincts, and buried truths, radiate a different kind of psychic energy, not loud, not aggressive, but unmistakable. This video explores 13 signs that your presence may be overwhelming others on an unconscious level, not because something is wrong with you, but because people like you are uncommon. And in a culture addicted to comfort and surface-level connection, rarity feels dangerous. Most people imagine an aura as something mystical, glowing, or spiritual. Jung saw it differently. To him, what we call an aura is the psychological energy a person emits, shaped by their inner conflicts, emotional depth, and unconscious material. It speaks before language does. It's felt in silence. It reveals itself in how others react to you without understanding why. Jung referred to this as the unconscious transmission of the self. The more honest you are with your inner world, the more potent this transmission becomes. Your energy is no longer filtered through social performance or approval seeking. It's aligned, grounded, and people feel that alignment immediately. It shows in your calm, your stillness, the way emotion lives in your eyes. Jung believed this kind of presence can activate discomfort in others because it confronts what they've avoided all their lives, their insecurity, their false identity, their unfinished inner work. That's why some people feel uneasy around you, misjudge you, or label you as intimidating. Even if you're gentle and reserved, your energy speaks directly to their unconscious, and not everyone is prepared for that dialogue. This understanding lies at the core of Jung's psychology. We are not just individuals. We are living symbols, mirrors, fields of influence. And the more integrated you become, the more intense your presence feels to those who remain fragmented. The first sign is that people often describe you as too intense. Even when you speak calmly, your words come from a place of depth. You say what others sense but avoid. You articulate truths that disrupt comfortable illusions. And when you do, people react defensively. They call you serious, heavy, or overwhelming. What they're really saying is that your presence awakens feelings they'd rather keep dormant. Jung believed some individuals naturally activate the unconscious of others. Your intensity isn't hostility, it's honesty. And honesty is difficult to endure when someone has built their life on avoidance. The second sign is that superficial conversation exhausts you. Small talk feels hollow, draining, almost painful. You try to engage, but something inside resists. Jung believed that people who are deeply connected to their unconscious feel repelled by inauthentic interaction. Small talk often serves as a shield against intimacy. Your energy quietly rejects that shield. Even without saying anything, you disrupt the script. Others may interpret this as coldness, but the truth is simpler. Your inner world craves meaning, not performance. The third sign is that people confide in you without invitation. Strangers share personal stories. Friends unload emotional weight. You become the listener, the container, the unspoken therapist. Jung would describe this as the healer archetype operating unconsciously. Your presence feels safe, still, grounded. But the paradox is that you're rarely met with the same care in return. You hold space for others, yet often feel unseen yourself. This creates a quiet loneliness, surrounded by connection, yet lacking reciprocity. Another sign is how people struggle to maintain eye contact with you. You notice glances that quickly turn away, subtle avoidance, awkward shifts. Jung believed eye contact becomes a psychic encounter when someone has integrated parts of themselves others deny. To meet your gaze is to feel seen. And for those unready to face themselves, that reflection is uncomfortable. They label you intimidating because your presence invites honesty they're not prepared to give. You may also notice that people react strongly to you even when you do nothing at all. Someone becomes defensive, irritated, cold. You're left wondering what triggered it. Jung believed that integrated individuals disturb the unconscious equilibrium of those still hiding from themselves. Your presence acts like a mirror. You don't provoke, you reveal. You likely have little tolerance for fake personas. You sense performative behavior immediately. It isn't judgment, it's perception. Jung believed that psychological wholeness sharpens sensitivity to fragmentation. When someone pretends, your energy quietly signals awareness. Many people feel exposed by that, even if you say nothing. People often second-guess themselves around you. Your questions unsettle assumptions. Your clarity highlights confusion. Jung described this as the destabilizing effect of self-awareness. You don't need to argue. Your presence alone challenges false certainty. Another pattern is emotional closeness followed by sudden withdrawal. People open up deeply, then disappear. This isn't rejection, it's fear. Feeling truly seen awakens unresolved pain. Your energy doesn't harm, it reveals. And not everyone is ready to walk through what's uncovered. Authority figures may feel threatened by you. Without asserting dominance, your presence communicates independence. Jung believed those who integrate inner power radiate quiet sovereignty. It unsettles those who rely on status or control. You may also find yourself cast as the villain in someone else's story. Your boundaries become arrogance. Your silence becomes judgment. Jung called this projection, people externalizing what they refuse to face within themselves. Strangers are often drawn to you, not by charm, but by something deeper. Jung referred to this as numinous energy, a gravity of the soul. Those who are lost feel it instinctively. You're highly sensitive to environments. You read a room instantly. This isn't supernatural, it's psychological intuition, unconscious intelligence at work. But it can also be overwhelming as you absorb emotions that aren't yours. Finally, you've likely felt different your entire life, not alienated, but out of sync. Jung believed some individuals are called toward individuation early, toward depth, wholeness, and truth. These people often live on the margins, misunderstood, carrying an energy that feels ancient. Your presence doesn't disrupt rooms by accident. It challenges the shadow in others. It silently asks, "Have you faced yourself?" And for many, that question is terrifying. Rare energy always feels dangerous in a world built on conformity. Silence, depth, and inner alignment break unspoken social rules. You don't seek validation. You don't perform. And that creates discomfort. But this is not a curse. It's a responsibility. Jung believed the greatest privilege of life is becoming who you truly are, even if it means being misunderstood. Wholeness is lonely, depth is rare, and authenticity always carries a cost. You are not too much. You are not broken. You are uncommon. And those who are meant to walk with you will feel stronger, safer, and more awake in your presence, because your aura isn't just energy, it's a signal, a call to truth, a reminder of what becomes possible when someone dares to live fully aligned. So when they say you're too much, remember this: you're not too much, you're simply rare.